Okay. So we're live now. Okay. So people are going to be like coming in and out probably. Uh,
Mm.
yeah. So we'll just go ahead and get started. Um, so to everyone who's viewing, welcome back to another episode of Have a Little Talk. Um, we're continuing the relationship series, and today's episode is. Oh, you can find it. Good, 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 good work. So today's episode is on brotherhood. I'm pulling up the questions for today. Um, oh my gosh. Okay. So before we get into the questions, just I have a disclaimer that I give all of my guests. Um, it's not nothing serious or anything. I know you've been really kind of nervous leading up to this, but it's okay. You're gonna be
Praise the
fine.
Lord. Praise the Lord.
Oh, jeez.
So
Deep voice.
so as So as y'all can see, we have our brother Mack Sanders here joining us today. Um,
What
so
up, everybody?
good. Um, so the disclaimer is this: I say this to all my guests now. Your vulnerability is a gift to us and to our viewers. And whenever you receive a gift, it's not up to you to us to determine how it's given. So with that being said, um, feel free to share whatever you'd like. And if there's anything that you don't feel comfortable sharing or talking about, that's totally fine too. So
Amen.
I cannot with all this. Okay. So I had an icebreaker question, but I can't remember what it was.
You didn't put it in your question list?
I did. I should have wrote it down because I wrote down everything else, but I didn't.
It's quite all right. Let's just hit it.
Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so the first few questions are simple. So what does brotherhood look like to you? So either both of y'all are going to answer. So whoever wants to go first.
Oh, you
Praise the
ready?
Lord, Mike. Go ahead.
What I got?
Um, it looks. I mean, you you don't genuine being genuine doesn't have a look, but that's what I would say it looks like. It looks like men, um, men who you know who decide to be vulnerable with one another. Um, it so it doesn't look like the typical I mean it doesn't have a look. I can't give you know heroes can't give necessarily uh what it looks like per se. I mean it just
Or like not so much like what it looks like, but like what does it mean to you
oh
to
like,
be a brother? I
oh
think
it's
that's a better wording.
it's men coming together with their vulnerabilities and knowing that what I say to you I won't be judged for it. um sharing things like having those places where if I were to say something or if I do need to say something about not necessarily about you per se,
Mm.
but if I'm in a relationship and I need to say something not necessarily about the other person, but hey guys, I'm dealing with XYZ. um
Mhm.
I know that what I'm sharing isn't going to go past that space.
Right.
Right.
And if it does, it's it's brought up that hey, I am going to refer this to someone else because not necessarily that I can't handle it, but I want you to know that I need you to know what I'm doing only because I may I may need more help
Right.
in this area to help you.
Right.
Mm.
I'm referring up
Right.
basically. So
So brotherhood to me, I kind of see it as a mirror. It's kind of reflective. Um, Through whether it be communication, vulnerability, strength, all of those types of things. But it's also knowing that even though it's a mirror that manifests at different times.
Mm,
So um, I may be big on communication, but my brother may not be.
right.
So in those moments, it's up to me to know, or not even just communication, but communication, vulnerability, expressing myself, or whatever the case is. Knowing that in due time, my time of being able to do it may be, right now, and his may not be, but it's okay. It doesn't make him less of a brother. It just means that at this moment, um, you're not there. So I can't count you out and be like, oh, well, then you can't be a brother. Like, no, that's not what that means. It just means that our experiences haven't lined up for us to be able to, um, flow in that manner at that moment. So that's what it is. It's just a mirror. I'm reflective of you and you're reflective of me.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so question number two.
Mm,
Mike, relax, Mike.
take some water.
Oh my goodness. So question number two is how seriously do you take the title of brother? So like
BB.
Listen, I don't give it
Listen.
lightly. I don't
okay.
give it lightly.
Okay.
When you have it, you need to know that it comes with certain things.
Hmm.
It comes with certain privileges to me.
Hmm.
Certain accesses. That access pad, that all access pad you pass, you get with your concert. That's the kind of level I take it. Like, this pass costs something. There's a, this is not just your your typical seating. What's that called?
Oh, like general admission?
General admission. This is not that
Hmm.
Yes.
where
Yeah.
just fly by night. Anybody come in. No, you paid a price for this.
It's a VIP seating.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody gets there. You know,
Yeah. I think well, not I think I know. I take it very, very serious because I don't play. Like when it comes to relationships, because of the journeys in the past that I have taken with relationships, I I don't. Yeah, no, I can't afford to waste me by um allowing myself to partake in anything that's not going to be taken seriously.
you understand?
Like I can't. First off, I don't have the time for it emotionally, and I
Yeah.
just don't have the strength for it emotionally to be able to be a part of anything that is not going to cause us both to grow. And yeah, no, I'm not interested if it's not going to be taken seriously at all.
That part.
Yeah, because there are this is not like school days, like where we're all together. We have this one common connection, like in school. Like we gotta get these classes. We're beyond that.
Way past that.
Right. Like
So
this is real life, and I'm going through real life things, dealing with real life things. You're going through real life things, dealing with. We don't have time to be playing. Of course, we're gonna be brothers, and we're gonna love each other, playing and all that type of stuff's gonna have its time for it. But when I need you to stand up and have my back, I need you to stand up and have my back, and that be without a question.
Yeah. All right. So question number three. Do you normally initiate interactions or are you more laid back?
I'll answer this one first. Because of how serious I take relationships, I don't initiate first. And Mike knows that. I literally, I think the forming of our brotherhood, I literally, first off, Mike didn't like me. Let's start there. Mike
Oh,
didn't like me. Let's throw that one out there.
oh wow.
Um, Along with that, I think I played or stayed in the background of the possibility of it because of the fact of I'm very observant and I need to observe you first before I attach myself to you. Because again, I don't I don't want to be a part of any type of relationship that's going to play in my face. You know, I don't want to be a part of anything that is willingly just going to disrespect my worth. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, like I'm not quick to initiate it and then it just like blow up in my face. So no, I'm gonna watch you for a little while. I'm gonna watch your character. I'm gonna see how you flow. I'm gonna see what your relationships are like already that you have established, and then we're gonna go from there. And then if it be, it be. If it don't, it don't. Like yeah.
Right. And I think also like for us, it was, you know, everybody loves Mom Linda. So it was like even that piece, like just because you call my mom, I'm not necessarily gonna start calling you bro.
Yeah. Not
And
automatic.
not
Like you can be my mom's son, go have that. But
Mike.
at the
You
same,
better say a word.
like you can have that, but don't if you don't feel that's if you don't feel led like that to be connected to me, bro, then you can save that.
And I'm
And
good.
I
I'm cool with it. That can be your mother because we all know my mother is mother to the nations.
To the
our mothers
But
are
nations.
mothers
Okay.
but
to the
let us
nation.
be very
So
clear. She can be your mother, and I can just know you. I don't have to bro you, sis you. I'm yeah. No, we can be good on that.
smart.
She can serve her assignment in your life or whatever whatever that is, but
Yes.
that can be kept over there. And I'll keep it cordial. Just just know don't do nothing crazy. You know.
Right.
Right.
And I think like there were like key places like where we had to, form our own covenant
Hmm.
just because there were certain key people who played parts in our circle, not necessarily meant like again we can still be that. Like we had to, do some mutual things together
Hmm.
Right.
where it was like, oh, so you really do have my back. Oh, you really are for me. And I'll
Right.
just say, like I my personally, I had to come to a maturing place where I didn't like I used to view one set of people as like it was these people, this is it was like pretty much black and white to me, and I
Mm.
had to be
Hmm.
stripped completely of because like for a season, like everybody that I was in a circle with, it was like, well, we do that too. Oh,
Hmm.
we do that too.
And I think church kind of formed us to be like that. It kind of
Exactly.
made us to like put people in categories. And if
Yes.
you're not, you know, this or you're not that, or you don't work this way or you don't flow that way, then I have to put you here and leave you here, and then I'll pick you up whenever. And it's just like with what you said, the maturing, you start to learn and you see things, especially when you really allow yourself to really um, form your own relationship with God. You start to see that it's really not like that. Like it's not like that at all. And you can literally deal with people how they are and it be okay. Like you can still be my brother if and we not necessarily look alike. Because I think the way that many of us form brotherhoods, we didn't really form brotherhoods. We formed clone hoods, if you would.
Yep.
Like, oh,
Okay.
you have to be exactly like me in order to be my brother. And it's like
Yeah.
if you're exactly like me, then there's no alternative mindset that is in this brotherhood. So basically we're going to be walking this journey. We're going to be doing all this stuff the same, and there's not going to be any type of other way of doing this. So we're really going to be getting nowhere because there's no one to be like, hey, let's climb higher. Hey, let's swim deeper. Hey, let's, do these things because we all have the same mindset because we
Yeah.
were creating clones versus allowing ourselves to embrace different perspectives and different characteristics and different, just ways of being.
Right. And then when one has a fallout or when there is a disagreement of which way we're going, then there's a fallout. No, we
Hmm.
can disagree. A
Right,
disagreement doesn't mean I love you any less. A disagreement really means I do love you and I need you to understand that I have this going on in my mind, whereas you may want to serve a certain purpose and you may want to see us like, yes, we can go and do the same things, but how we get there could be different. And you need to see where I'm coming from, and then I can see where you're coming from. That doesn't mean I love you any less. It's just
right.
your perspective is different than mine.
Absolutely. Where are we at? Okay. Um, so in your own opinion, do you think it's easier for men or women to maintain friendships?
Women,
Really?
I do.
Okay.
Easy to yeah. The reason I say that is because I believe it's easier for women to actually have those type of conversations that can form those, even though there may be a lot of things with them,
Mhm.
like as far as like y'all women that may have trust issues and all that type of stuff. I think women, it's easier for women to have at least initiate those type of conversations, whereas for men we will stonewall it. And I can know that you're supposed to be my brother, but if something in my mind doesn't allow me to open up to look at the possibility of it, I'm just going to ignore it. And like God Himself would have to send like every sign possible
Yeah.
to be like, that's supposed to be your brother. Because we're just stubborn like that.
Okay.
I think it depends on the level of maturity both um genders have.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because I know some women have that standoffish attitude where they've
Yes, baby. Yes, baby. Yes,
proved
baby.
their point.
Yes.
This ain't about me, but
I
We
mean,
still praying. We still yet praying.
absolutely.
Hallelujah.
And then there are just those who have that, I don't want to say they've never been hurt, but they're like
they
they're
they got the rose colored glasses and everything is I'm
they live in
a
optimism. And
yeah,
so it's like I've been here before and I know how to navigate. Like, so I again, I feel like it's that Lord help. See,
baby. Help us. Help us. We were just talking
Listen,
about that.
I'm surrounded by him, so I get it. This is what I'm
exactly.
saying.
Listen.
And so I feel like depending on the level of maturity, because there are men who live in optimism as well. Like, hey, that one he didn't work out. On to the next. But I think it, and with every, I don't want to, not decade of our lives, but with every, I think with every age should come a little bit more maturity. Like these relationships I formed in my in my 25th year of life, we're going to try to change these things up in the 26th year,
Mm,
and
Right.
okay.
where we can find ourselves like, hey, if I only got one or two that I'm rocking with, then so be it.
There you go.
So be it.
Period.
It's really kind of funny that this conversation is coming in after a Bible study that I taught last night. Cherie, again,
Teach
want
our
to thank
man. Teach our man, the guy. Come on.
she
Always be there.
she came
Like
she hopped on
it's
as we
always
were
there.
closing last night. But we were talking about I was talking about surroundings and your circle, um and how you should um pick certain pick certain characteristics where you know they will keep you your friends in your circle will keep you holistic pretty much. They'll they'll help you maintain yourself where you're
Mm,
not showing your tail basically. They'll
Hmm.
help you maintain yourself. um Case in point, uh Nathan, the prophet Nathan, he got David together after he tried to do so many things behind closed doors, and Nathan was like,
Right.
listen, dude, get yourself together.
Right.
You did was wrong. However, this wrong is not going to stop you from being who you are, but you need to definitely repent and leave that lifestyle alone.
Hmm.
Got them together, and Nathan didn't care what David's feelings were going to be after that conversation.
yeah.
Right. Because he knew what David needed.
Exactly.
You really need to hear.
And so when you have exactly when you have people in your circle that you trust like that, we've had many conversations where I'm pretty sure David's like, listen, you may not like me after this conversation, but I'm going to tell you this anyway.
Okay, let us be very clear. Because I'm just not, see, I'm not built that way. I'm not built that way to allow anyone that I call my brother to be low. So if I know that someone is dealing with something and I call you my brother and I'm close to you, I'm in your proximity, there's no way that I can be silent and not say something. Because one, I'm doing you a disservice, but then ultimately I'm doing myself a disservice because we're connected. So if you're low, I'm gonna be low. And what I don't like to be is low. So we gonna help it, we gonna help this whole situation. And I'm gonna say something that you may not like in that moment, but what I'm also gonna do is I'm also gonna marry it with love. Like that's the problem. A lot of people say these things and they say it like, oh well, and da 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 da. And it's like, nah, come up off of that.
Yeah.
Because I personally had to learn that. Like it's all about how you say what you say. It's not
Mm,
so much what you say, but it's how you say it. I have been known for being aggressive. I have been known, but it wasn't until I had formed one of my most recent brotherhoods, and he literally blatantly was just like, "You're like very aggressive," like blatantly, just like that. And I'm like, yo, I've never had someone actually just call it out like that. Like, and that has caused me to reevaluate how I communicate, even in moments of serve, serving the brotherhood. It
mm-hmm.
may be right, but come up off of that a little bit. Marry that
Yeah.
thing with love. Show as much
Right.
as you're telling.
Yes.
And I feel like I always say, time and place.
Absolutely.
Like if I feel that you're getting ready to get hit by a car, I'm not going to be delicate in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't.
Because I
In
need to
that
save
moment,
your
I'm
life.
pushing you out of the way so that way both of us, I'm tackling you so that way both of
Right.
us aren't in harm.
Right.
And then after we get up from this fall, I'm going to dust you off and say, hey,
Right.
I just saved your life. You
Right.
were 2 seconds away from getting hit. But if I have time to, if we're slow walking, then we can, huh, you might not want to say that like that. Like I
Hmm.
can give you key points where my tone or my aggressiveness can be lightened. Like if I see you've made the same mistake 3 times, I don't want you to make a fourth one.
Right.
So I'm not going to give you the yo dog. I'm a nigga.
Nigga.
Like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah. Sometimes
So
it gets like that. Sometimes you gotta be like that.
and and if I call you my brother, I'm not. First of all, there's not going to be two more times that I watch you make the same mistake before I interject myself. If
Because
I
we're
call
gonna
you
have
my
a
brother,
conversation. We're gonna have a conversation. Like, what's going on? Like, what's and I expect the same. What I give is also what I expect. So if that's ever a case where I'm in that, that's why I give it that way. Because I would expect if you see me literally walking and you see a hole in the street and you see that I don't see it, or even if I do see it and I'm just not paying it any attention, I really would expect you to not let me fall down in this hole, especially not knowing what's down in it. Like, I could literally just be consumed by this situation once I fall in. But yeah.
Oh, sorry. You think?
Sorry, don't mind me. Hi, my mom. I love you. Okay, so this is a question I thought of because from a woman's perspective, like I struggle with like maintaining friendships with men. Um it's hard for me to find male friends who don't want to sleep with me, to be just putting it out there. And I'm not out here wilding, so it's not, it's none of that going on. Yeah, but I'm just wondering if I'm okay. Yeah, what I'm wondering is, do y'all deal with the same thing? Like, do you struggle? Like, do you have any issues befriending women, or do you have any issues like that?
Absolutely not.
That's
Absolutely not.
that is crazy.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think the problem is this is the problem. They've already wanted to sleep with you prior to you becoming their friend.
Huh? Say a word.
When you become their friend, there's already
They think they got a chance.
exactly they have an expectation.
They think that door is open.
They think they think the door is already open. Okay, so let me be her friend. Okay, so I'm going to
Try to take it a step first.
Take each step further until I either two things happen. One, she tells me nah, or I find someone else to do that, because maybe my none of my game is not strong enough, but
it didn't work.
She's not taking, she's not going with me as fast as I wanted to. Like, it's not happening as fast as I wanted to go. So I'm going to just try this with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And and when you put your person in the mix and always declaring, oh, me and my husband are going to do this, me and my husband doing this, me and my husband doing this, it's like, okay, well,
they kind of hope. The hope is that they catch the hint.
That's the hope, and then some do catch the hint, and then they fall back, and that's why you never hear from them again.
Okay.
Because
that explains that.
Exactly.
Okay.
And if never mind, I won't.
I hear a rebuke all in this, like
not for you.
No. Yeah, no. Not for her. I hear you rebuking
just
every.
let me find out that you're the friend. if you're watching, just don't let me find out that you're the friend, because then we're gonna have words.
Baby, that voice got so strong. Let us be clear, is what he just said.
Okay, let's make this clear. Well,
And that's why I also keep my connections open,
Mhm.
and I don't try to hide what I'm doing with an individual,
yeah,
because lines get blurred. No, you're my friend. This is
Mhm.
there's someone that you need to meet.
yep.
And
Yeah.
and
I've met all of your female friends.
if you don't want to
So,
meet her, if you don't want to meet my wife, then we can't be friends.
period.
Yeah,
And
I don't understand that. I don't understand like how you think you're gonna be friends and then like how does that work?
Because I'm real active. Okay.
And you are.
And it made me think of the only time that you were about to introduce me to someone and they hesitated. I don't talk to that person anymore. And I don't think you do either. This was back when we were engaged and you were about to introduce me to someone you called your sister, and she did not move. And
Mm,
standing behind,
mm.
I was standing behind you, and I was like, "Well, she don't want to get up and meet me. She don't have to." And I was ready to move along.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
well,
Moving along.
well, yeah.
It just made me think of that. Like no one else was like that. None of your other sisters, none of your other female friends, nobody else was. Everyone else was very receptive.
This
What's
water
up?
is great.
And
Yeah, I
now
mean,
this person is.
well, there's a lot of other things going on with that, but we honor the
We
Lord.
praise the Lord. We praise the Lord.
Yeah,
I guess.
we honor the Lord. And and I'm the type of person where it's like, have these relationships with these other people, please. It does two things. It eliminates,
She's such an author.
right?
She can't help it.
She can't. It eliminates the what ifs on both sides.
Yeah.
The I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what they doing. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. You don't have to wonder. One, you can either be in the mix, but also once you do know once you do know who my family is or who my friends are, know that the same way they treat me, they'll treat they'll treat me the same way in or out of your presence.
Mm.
And if I'm ever if I'm ever on the the offside, they'll get me together for you.
Yep. And that's why now I can say that I trust you around them. Like, 'cause I wasn't always in that place. And that was because of me, like on my part, because of my past. I've
Right.
had friends, like in my last marriage, um, my ex, he had a lot of female friends who were sketchy. Like like there were like they was coming to me as a woman. It was that type of stuff. And it was a mess. It was a mess. Like girls who were supposed to be my friend was trying to get in between us, and then he was an idiot. Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
Shirley,
sorry.
it was giving you a Shirley.
Yeah, it was a Barbara. This is Shirley, and it was like one of those. And then like he wasn't mature enough to shut it down, so
Not Shirley.
it was a lot. It was a lot. And absolutely, mom, he wasn't taking the marriage or the relationship seriously. So like that's what I came from. So
Understandable.
I need that security to know that like I can trust you around my man. Because in past relationships I haven't been able to do that. I haven't been able to say that. So,
and then the second thing that does, it helps you gain another person. Like, oh, like, and a lot of my friends do that. A lot of my friends do
they
that.
come straight to me now. It's crazy. They were like,
this
nah.
Where's
your wife?
What? Case in point, Shira. I don't know if she's watching, but Shira. We've been friends for a long time. And soon as she knows that I'm getting married, she don't want no parts. She says it all the time. I'm not looking for you. I'm not looking for you.
I took
this
her
is
from him.
This is her, Shira. I'm not in the mix. So it's like that's the hope. Like, get to know my friends well enough so that there is no what ifs, and if I want to do something, I can go to them on my own. I don't need a middleman.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, do you think you can ask so and so what they're? No, you have their contact information.
That part.
Right.
So, and I think that's, and I think, but I believe that's a lot of the reasons why, and it can go both ways. Trust me, it can go both ways, where there are females who try to intercept marriages or trying to intercept relationships because they have that thing in their mind that maybe I can get
better go see a therapist because I'm trying to tell you I'll take you out of here.
Oh Jesus!
With us, I'll smile in my mugshot.
I didn't necessarily say me.
I'm just like you made it clear. I need to make that clear.
Well, you go ahead.
I need to make that clear.
Not I'll smile in my mugshot.
Oh, I promise you. Yes. Yeah. Y'all thought Orlando Brown was crazy? No. Try to break this up.
Nah, I mean, I think he's nuts. Did you see that praise?
I saw that video earlier today.
The rabbi's on.
He's man of God.
Oh Lord, let me make
He's an elder, y'all. He's an elder now.
Man of God. She's laughing. And absolutely, the South Side, if there is one. But I just listen.
And Mom Linda.
Why do you think I'm so quiet, Eddie?
And my mom brought up a good point, like seriousness.
Yes.
Like I think a lot of, and not just necessarily marriages, but friendships. I think people have relied on social media now to play such a big part of their relationships. Like, if we go on vacation, we gotta snap it up and show all these.
For some reason, we have to prove to everyone that we're happy and we're having a great time.
No, because then those same people in those pictures are the same people off of social media biting each other's back out.
I mean, tearing each other apart.
Now, why would she take that picture with us, knowing she ain't got the same color as us, or
please,
he ain't got the latest ones on? Why he in the picture with us? Like, what was that for?
First, let's be very clear. I have the Holy Ghost, and I have discernment.
Come on.
In 2023, I ain't doing that. I have very good discernment. So I know now the security of my relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know that I'm cool with what I'm cool with who I'm cool with right now. I'm not proving that to anybody. I have no need to prove that to anybody because I'm very secure in my set of people. May not be, we may, none of us may be, perfect, but I'm secure in who I got. I'm not worried about someone biting my back out or, any conversations that are being had with other individuals. Like I'm that's not even a focal point for me now these days. Like
Secure.
I'm very secure. I'm very secure. And the thing is, and now what now? This is how I know that I'm very secure because what the enemy likes to do is me knowing how much I am a heart person and how trusting I am of the relationship that I am. He would love to drop little seeds
Oh
here and
God.
there to cause division. Now, when I
Yep.
was dealing with these people, you was quiet. You wasn't trying to divide nothing. But because the issues that I'm still yet healing of, you tried to drop seeds here and there to make me think this, that, and the third. And it wasn't until I began to start having more and more conversations with myself about the connections that I have that I was like, bruh, you know them.
You know
Yeah.
them.
Yes. Yes.
Every connection that I have, I know. And I know in the sense of this is this person, this is that person, this is what you can expect from this person, this is what you can't. I know, so anything outside of that, I'm not listening to
I,
because I'm secure.
Very much secure. And I think also like another thing that social media tries to do is like the that connection piece, like
excuse me.
make it seem like, and I won't say social media, but people in general, like if we don't talk all the time, then we cannot necessarily be a unit or we can't have a relationship.
So we're not in
Life
high
is
school.
life, and
Life is lifing.
Listen, I got a little iron and I be tired.
that's
Okay. I
that's that's a
bet.
mentality me myself I grew from because I had that mentality because and I'm gonna be honest. At times, I was friends with bums. We were all bums, so we weren't doing nothing. We was
Right.
just chilling all the time, just.
Mhm.
But once life started to happen between people getting married, people being in school, people being in ministry, whatever the case may be, life is life. And so
Uh,
and then sometimes I just don't feel like talking.
co- come on.
Like, let's just be honest.
We have
I've
this
grown to that place of understanding that sometimes you just don't feel like talking. It doesn't mean that anything's wrong. It's I just don't feel like talking.
yes.
So now you
It,
sitting over here
it
mad
doesn't
because
mean
I'm
anything.
not talking, and it's not even that deep. So now you done put a hole, poked a hole in this relationship where it was not even needed.
Mm.
Like, let's grow up.
Let's
Yes.
grow up.
Let's come up higher,
And then
please.
and then know that the device works both ways.
I mean,
You want interaction,
Give
initiate.
interaction.
and if you're that pressed about not hearing from me, then how about you check in instead of getting offended off the rip? Check in. Hey, are you okay? I haven't heard from you in a minute. You
Yeah.
good?
Because
Like, I'm telling you, like, God has really opened my eyes when it comes to relationships in ways that has been just mind blowing, and more so where I needed to mature. Because a lot of times we'll be like, "Oh, God showed me this for the sake of," and it's like, yeah, He showed you this because this is where you needed to grow. This is where you needed to mature. Maybe I'm not
Yes.
allowing you to get this that you think that you need because you don't really need it. The experience that you experienced told you did, but you actually don't need that. You don't need daily conversation. You don't need to go out every weekend. You don't need all that. that's what you thought you needed, but I'm gonna show you another way. I'm gonna show you how to be content with yourself. Because a lot of times, those people that need that much communication are not content with themselves.
Right. And that's why they need that constant, because if they're left alone with their thoughts and with themselves, they're not comfortable.
At all. And it exposes way much more that's lingering within.
My God, I know from experience.
Yeah. This is why I'm so grateful for the brotherhood that I have, because a lot of those things I have learned through my brotherhood. I realized when I wasn't content with myself. I realized, reasons why I was so aggressive. I realized why I felt as though um, I needed to have the last word in a conversation or whatever, or why I always felt offended, or like at this point now, it's such an easy breeze with me in relationships. Like even when like I feel like I'm about to turn up, I really just say to myself, like, is it really even that deep? Like, yes, Cherie and sisterhood, Jesus fix it. Jesus fix it. God forbid. But yes, I think yes, fine, Cherie.
We can't forget
Thanks.
about Sheree.
And
We
I,
can't. We can't.
Golly.
Um, so you kind of like led into the next question, which is
Oh,
specifically for
praise the
you, Matt.
Lord. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
oh, praise him.
So,
I'm
um,
nervous.
don't be. It's fine. So, um, this will also explain my reaction to your hashtag when you reposted the flag. Yeah.
Man, I'm definitely
So,
nervous. Proceed.
so, um,
Mhm.
I'm trying to. Well, I wrote out the question, but okay, I'm just gonna ask it how I wrote
Just
it.
read it.
So, how has it been adjusting to the brothers that you've made at Truth? And I ask this because, like, from a distance, I've watched. Like, I know it was a transition for you. I don't know, like, your background and like where you came from as far as when it comes to brotherhood.
Hmm.
But I know that, when you joined Truth and you became surrounded with these other men, like it was an adjustment for you. And you went through a process. And again, I don't know the details or anything like that, but um if you feel comfortable, could you kind of like tell us how that was? Like how was that for you?
All right. Um,
He's gonna kill me for this after, but
I am. I most definitely am. I most
that's
definitely am. Okay,
okay.
so I being okay. So where I am in my life, I have acknowledged that to a degree I have trust issues when it comes to dealing with the concept of brothers.
Okay.
Um, it's not, it's actually nowhere near as bad as it used to be, but there's still a sin of it. Um, and so when it comes to my brothers at Truth, and I'm allowing the Lord to lead me here. I don't. Okay, so for me, there's a difference between bro and brother.
Okay.
I have a lot of bros at Truth,
Hmm.
because with me, bro is that's connected with, the love of Christ and all of that, which we're supposed to be. We're supposed to
Right.
have. So I have bros there. I don't have too many brothers there. And it's
Okay.
not a bad thing. It's not like anyone has done anything to me or anything like that. It's just that we haven't gotten to that point of you graduating from bro to brother.
Oh, okay.
We haven't had enough experience. We haven't had enough time in together. I haven't seen enough of connection in that regard for me to graduate you, to that. And there is a possibility that that could happen for some individuals, and then it could be maybe not so. You know, I'm I'm gonna table what I was getting ready to say. Praise the Lord.
Amen. Amen. And also, quick shout out to Truth, and Pastor Chico. Oh, yeah, I'm an honorary
Gang,
member.
gang. Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm an honorary member. Yeah, I love y'all. Okay. So, last question. What advice would you give to a man who is struggling to find his community of brothers?
So, this is what I will say to that, because this is what I have learned. Don't try so hard.
Mm,
It really is a natural thing. I believe just like how we naturally have our brothers and sisters through bloodline, your brothers are literally created for you. Um, you'll really find your set or your community when you work on you, when you are being you, when you are working who you are out. Um, any brother that I've actually had always came in a time when um, I was just living my life. Like, cause I don't. First off, I don't look for relationships because people are crazy. Um, I have no desire to look for a relationship. Any real relationship that I have, it literally the stories are not me searching for them
mm,
at all. So me and Mike, that was not me looking for that. You know, Sir Jazz, that didn't come from me looking for that. Darrell, that literally didn't come from me looking for that. You know, even with the ones that I've developed their truth. Keith, Tracy, they did not come from me looking to be um, brothers.
mm,
It literally just happened through me being me and allowing God to be like, hey, this is who I'm connecting you with,
mhm,
growing you, accept them for who they are,
mhm,
and I will reveal to you why you guys are connected. The more you try to force it, the more it's not going to work
mm,
because you're always going to miss something. You're always, when you force it, you're always going to miss something. You're always going to mess something up. And literally, I'm pretty sure every relationship that I've just named, I could have messed up all of those relationships because of trying to force those relationships to be what I thought they should have been like. Oh, I need this in this relationship. I need this in relationship. And it's like, all right, your need will be taken care of when you be what you need to be for you first. And then you also be what I need you to be for them. Because a lot of times the things that you say that you need, they may not be capable of doing.
that is the truth.
And it has to be, you have to be sensitive to that.
Absolutely.
It's not fair to put expectations on people that they may not be able to live to because their experience has not brought them to that bridge to cross.
Mm,
So now I'm gonna drop you as my brother because you didn't do something that I so called need. I need it, yeah. But let our relationship groom each other to a place that we can be what we need to be for one another.
yes.
Literally, we try to age relationships too quickly. Enjoy the ride.
Mm,
Just enjoy the ride. Like literally enjoy. And I promise you, I have learned this like within the last year. Just enjoy the ride, and everything will take care of itself when it's really a relationship that you're really supposed to be in.
For sure. And to that point, of not forcing, and enjoying the ride, from even from the just natural thing, like the Bible tells us that if we want friends, we need to
Be friendly.
show ourselves friendly.
We said the same thing last week.
Stop looking so mean.
Don't
You
talk
know,
about me, Mike. I'm trying.
Okay, like
not you, but like
they don't
I know
ask you to
you, but I just
perform.
had to put that out there.
like I mean, I get it. The public transportation face. I get that. But like in like public settings, like, you know, if you want that, if you want the connection, if you want the brotherhood or the sisterhood, if you want the connection, you have to show yourself not I won't say worthy of the connection, but show that you want it. Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put myself in a position to be that for you, and you show me that you don't want it. We have to mature to a place where, like, everybody's not going to be the fireman in our life where they have to literally knock down the wall.
Everybody
Right.
doesn't do that.
Like, we don't need everybody's not going to be the rescuer for us and
Right.
rescue us out of situations, because we have built up these walls. At some point, we have to do the demolition ourselves, where we peel back these layers and again find out first who we are.
Yes.
Right.
Once we start peeling down those layers of who we are and of who we are not, because I feel like we try to, in times past, we've tried to be so many things or be so many people to other people that we forget who we are, or
Yeah.
we try to bring a certain part of ourselves that somebody else needed into another relationship where they may not need that.
Right.
You're always the fixer in other places, but in this one, I don't really need you to fix anything for me. I just need you to
Oh, Mike.
sit here and kind of support me on some things.
My God.
Like, I mean, I know you probably are watching things kind of fall down around me, not understanding that in this particular area of my life, these things need to fall down around me, and I need somebody to be here with me while they
Mike.
fall.
Mike, can you take me slow, Doc? Take me slow, please.
I knew this was gonna be good.
I don't need a. I don't.
Because I don't
No,
need
don't
I don't need to be a fixer when I need to be fixed.
exactly.
Woo! I almost got him started running.
No,
My
don't.
thing is
That's
like,
all.
I know what I am. I know that's what I'm called to do. But right now I don't need to be a fixer. I need to be fixed. Cherie, don't get off this live. Because
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
God.
do this. I'm not gonna do this at the very end. I'm not gonna do this.
I know you saw that fall. Let it be there. It's supposed to happen. Sit down. Just sit with
Because
me.
ooh,
Watch things happen.
There.
because we can really just take that right there. When you for individuals that God use as healers, um, we can be put into positions when we're in relationships where we feel as though that we have to fix everything. We have to be the love. We have to, and not saying that we're not supposed to show love, but I have to be the example of love in this relationship because if I'm not, this won't work. And a lot of times we can go OD with that and you start to force yourself. And it's like you could be doing more damage being the love, because now you're trying to be the Superman, you're trying to be the savior, you're trying to knock down these walls, and you're trying to, paint this over here. And it's like, nah, bro, chill, chill. Because that energy that you're using for that, you're not even using for yourself.
Mm.
Sometimes it sucks being the jack of all trades, because you feel like in every place you're at, you've gotta always be the painter.
Mm-hmm,
You gotta do
mm-hmm.
like you've gotta do everything. In construction, no. In construction, there are set people for certain things.
And that's
First,
why community is needed.
exactly. In development, first they have to knock down the old, level that out so the foundation can be built. And then they'll bring in the people to do to build that foundation, to build the frame. Then
Right.
they'll bring in the people to put up the sheetrock and the brick. Then they'll bring in the electrician.
Right.
Then once all that stuff is put in, then they'll bring in the painters. Then they'll bring in
Mm-hmm.
the interior designers to put in the furniture. But no, when you're a jack of all trades and you think you have to, you burn yourself out thinking
You
you have to
do.
be to put the foundation in, and think you have to be the one to then put up the wood and then put the, no, you're going to burn yourself out and then ultimately cause damage to the building
Into yourself.
and to yourself.
Right.
And those type of people, when they do burn out, they normally end up like how Mac and I were, like resenting the idea.
They implode.
Yeah,
And
resenting the idea
Which
of
makes it even worse because that's not the individual that I am. So now I'm struggling on a whole nother level because I was introduced to having to become that, knowing that that's not even who I am. So I'm wearing that as well. So it's like twofold. I'm bitter and I'm broken.
trying to fix it.
Trying to fix it. Bitter, broken, and mad at myself for being bitter and broken.
it can be a vicious cycle.
A
It,
whole
yeah.
vicious cycle. Yeah, that thing is crazy. But I thank him. I thank him because that individual that I was, I'm not now.
Yes, same.
I thank him for that.
Not
I
that
thank him
person.
for that. I mean, I thank him. Mm-mm. I really thank God for that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like it's a gratefulness that never has to be validated by anyone because I know who I was and I know who I am now. And even with the sense that can rise up at times, I know where I'm not now. I will let things roll off my back before I address certain things. I will literally let people be who they are because one thing I constantly say about perspectives is we were all created differently. So there's no way that with us being created differently that we're ever going to have the same mentality. We can go through the
Exactly.
same experiences, but we're always going to think about them different. We're always going to have a different viewpoint of them. So if we never have dialogue, I'm never going to actually fully be able, and even with the dialogue, I'm never going to be able to fully be aware of what your mentality or your perspective is. So all I can really do is respect it. I can't force you to understand my perspective. All I can do is just expose you to it and pray that with my exposing it to you to it, you value it enough to value me.
Mm.
I think about the scripture, and don't get me wrong, it's I want to say John 15, where it talks
Mm.
about us laying down our life.
Yeah.
And, I recently have taken that to a whole nother level. And my thinking about that is, yes, lay down your life for your brother in the natural. But in what way can I lay down my life that will cause us to be able to further in this relationship that we have? So, what can I put down that I may have um, been used to that may be a hindrance to our relationship that would keep us from going where it is that we need to go? Is it the fact that I don't know how to communicate the way that I should? Let me put that down. Let me lay that down because that will kill this. What things that I'm so accustomed to that I can only see my viewpoint on? What are those things that I can lay down for the sake of us living?
Facts. Facts. Facts.
I could just lay out right here. I feel the same way I felt after last week's episode. I could just lay out right here. Like y'all have, I'm
Like
gonna say it like
I want to lay to love.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. This is crazy
I
because
can't love you. I can't love you until I lay it down because it's gonna be in the way.
Right. It's like that's perfect. It's like on the same lines of the scripture I used. One of the scriptures I used last night. Um, well, I'll say it and then I'll look for it. But basically, Jesus is teaching the disciples. No, not to teach Jesus. It's in it's after. Is it after? No, it's in First Corinthians. Paul is teaching that if something I do offends my brethren, I'm not going to do it in front. Well, it isn't in front of them, but it's basically that's the gist. I'm not going to do it if I know that something that I do is going to cause Mac to either revert back to a place where he was that he busted his butt to get out of. I'm not going to do it in front of him. If I know that drinking Pepsi is going to be a stumbling block for Mac, I'm not going to drink Pepsi in front of Mac. I'll either
Please
drink
don't.
water or
I'm
something
trying.
else. Like so because I love him.
Oh,
My phone is about to die. Heard.
well, listen. This was good, and y'all have no idea. But before we got on, I think like at some point during the week, like after we like confirmed that we were going to be the ones on, um, as Miss Gail will say, Holy told me that this conversation was going to heal something in me, and I was like, how in the world? And I was like, okay, but how in the world is a conversation about brotherhood going to heal something in me? And sure enough, a lot of the stuff that y'all were talking about, that's why I was reacting the way that I was. Like, oh my gosh, like
Listen, I
it.
just want to be a vessel. I just want to be a vessel.
At the end of the
I'm
day, that's
joking, but I'm dead serious. Like I'm
Serious.
joking, but I'm dead serious. Like that's literally one of my greatest desires is literally anything that I have ever experienced in my life that may have been traumatic or something that I don't like sharing. If I have to be put in a position to share it, I want to make sure that it like literally blesses somebody.
yeah. And if nobody else, it definitely blessed me. Like this conversation, even though it was about
Child,
brother,
bless me, Lord. Listen. You
listen.
fixed me. Fixed me. Fixed me.
This was good and this was needed, like for sure, definitely. So, I
Amen.
mean, I think this is a good place to wrap it up. Like this was good. This was very very good. Um, so thank you, Mac, for joining us.
Of
Thank you,
course.
Mike, for joining me. Um, yeah, this was great. Thank y'all, everybody who was watching, who
Love you
tuned in.
guys.
like, shared. Yes, much love to y'all. Shout out to Rec Philly who provided this space. Shout out to Truth again, my where I'm an honorary member. Uncle Chico, love y'all. Yeah,
I
just
ain't seen you there though. But praise the Lord.
yeah, huh?
I said I haven't seen you there in a while. But praise the Lord.
I'm come visit.
It's all right. It's all right. You don't have to do this now.
You're
It's
going
okay.
to come visit.
It's man. It's all right.
Sure.
It's great. I seen Mike, but I ain't seen you. But praise the Lord.
Brian.
She was just at the
Praise the Lord.
christening. She was just at the dedication.
Yeah. Oh, thank you,
That was
Mom.
last year, right?
Yeah, I haven't been since.
Oh, okay. Praise the Lord.
I
I
don't
said
know.
if I said
What?
I meant what I
What
meant.
is it?
We give the Lord praise. Thank you. Hallelujah. I love you
Oh,
guys. I'll hit y'all up.
love you.
Absolutely.
Okay. See you
All
later.
right. See you.
All right. So for everybody who tuned in, thank y'all very, very much. Um, as you can see, the days and times are kind of inconsistent because again, schedule is wonky. Things are changing on my job, so I'm rolling with the punches. But I'm gonna stay consistent with keeping up with the podcast because as you can see, it's growing, evolving, getting even better. There's more phenomenal people coming on the podcast. What's wrong?
No, nothing.
um, when yes, okay, we will talk, Mom. I'll give you a call.
Yeah, you just got to rebuke, not necessarily abuse, but
Oh,
if you're making it the
Mom,
truth,
I will. And when we go back to truth, I'll make sure you're with us, Mom. So yeah, y'all stay tuned for the next episode, the next topic, the next guest or guests plural. Um yeah, keep rocking with me, and I appreciate y'all. Um Please definitely share this episode and past episodes that you liked. Um yeah, I don't think I have anything else. Do you have anything else?
I have nothing.
Okay. Great. Well, we will see y'all next time. Again, stay tuned for the next day and time. Until then, y'all have a great day, a great night, a great week, all those things. And we love y'all. Have a good night.
I just want to have a good night.